Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Kaiser Report. You're watching John talk to you today about a few things that have been on my mind and bothering me that have been going on with inside our government agencies. We all know that scant several weeks ago we had an assassination attempt on a running candidate, a past president, Donald J. Trump, that was in Butler, Pennsylvania. In case you have been under a rock, you need to know what's going on here. There's been investigation after investigation by the FBI, by the Secret Service, and God knows what other agencies the gray suit contingent belongs to. I hear now that they're saying it was ATF agents, which makes no sense to me, because why would an ATF agent or agents be sent on site all dressed the same unless there's a cover-up of some sort taking place, because this is not in their jurisdiction. The jurisdiction was in with the Secret Service. The FBI should have been a partner in this investigation, but it appears to me that the more cover-up was done by the FBI than investigating. Then there's the incidents of the 8 shell casings that they were trying to account for, and the body cam of the local police officers that were on the roof at the time after the perpetrator was shot were doing the search for the shell casings and came up counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No more than 5. Then, within hours later, the gray suits show up, and about 25 feet away from where the shooter was, they came up magically with the other 3 casings to cover the 8 shots.
Mysteries?
This led everybody to believe the theory that they were more than one shooter at this particular point, and those were brought in by these gray-suited individuals, is what it looks like to most. There's a congressional committee that is on the roof yesterday trying to piece together what really happened by walking the site itself, and they said it was very eye-opening to the fact that that there was a major screw-up here in the protection side of things. Take, for instance, the fact that they were taken off the roof because, in the words of the then director of the Secret Service, the slope was too steep to put someone on.
Liars.
So they have video yesterday of all of these senators, including one female senator, walking all over that roof, and there was very little pitch to it at all. So there's lie number 1. And then you have all kinds of stuff about the sharpshooters that were assigned to that building were in the building and went to the second floor and were using the windows in the second floor to survey the site. All but the last window to the left all the way down that had a clear view of where the shooter parked himself to shoot the candidate. There is no way that they can explain why the van used with the explosives in it that was parked several miles away was registered to a person in Arizona, a person of known interest to the FBI as a terrorist with bomb-making ability. And now they can't find this guy. He's no longer around. Some say that he was the shooter on the roof and not this Crooks guy. Based on some facts of the ear, obviously Crooks didn't have gauges in his ear, and it shows where this other fellow that owned the van does have or did have gauges at one time that were sewn up, and the scar was visible in some of the footage that they brought out. So therein lies mystery number 2. Mystery number 3 is, how did he bring in 3 vehicles at the same time, and rangefinders where he's walking around for hours before Trump took the stage, measuring the range from one building to the podium.
It's a mysterious mystery.
So there was a car that belonged to him, also with explosives in it, and a detonator found next to the body. And then you have the bicycle. And they say now, after investigation, there's no way he could have brought the bicycle in that car. It was too small to house that bicycle. So this man must be a magical carpet rider that can do 3 vehicles at the same time. And, you know, that's the mystery. So we have now a Senate committee looking at it. We have these congressional people that are out on the roof trying to do their own study. We're getting lackluster support out of the FBI investigation in all of this. It's like a massive cover-up is happening before our very eyes. And I think that the American people need to be told the truth about what happened here, lest we have this happen again. Now there's threats of the same thing going to happen to Robert Kennedy Jr., because now he's lost his Secret Service protection because he backed Trump this past weekend and dropped out of the running in certain states. They view this from the left side as a disaster for them and must do something about that. God knows who's behind all of this, but it's not looking good. And I do believe that someone should have lost their position over the fact that they had so many mistakes made on not only the Secret Service side, but the lack of communication that was put forward to the local constabulary that should have been helping with this. And they did, but they didn't have a communications channel. They saw this perpetrator. They saw him walking around. They knew when he got in. He came in behind their cars and parked, by the way, unchallenged, which is another big question. Why? But they did report him. But they couldn't report him by radio because they had a lack of communication ties with the Secret Service, it seems, or we were told. But the heads of these 3-letter agencies that are involved in this subterfuge that is taking place against candidates running against a sitting president and now his vice president are at best questionable. And the Senate and the House see this, and they're asking the questions, and they're being stonewalled. And I would like to know why the American public is being kept in the dark about this, like we're a banana republic and some junta is taking over. Well, I believe right now that's what you have going on. And I don't believe that they're even thinking that this will not happen again. What measures are being taken to prevent that from happening one more time to either of these candidates or any of these candidates?
Spot, shoot it.
Kamala Harris included. I never thought that I would live long enough in my lifetime to see what's happening here. It is almost unbelievable. It's fiction that you could not write and sell because it's that unbelievable. that this could happen. This is Nazi Germany, 1937. And guess who's behind it? Our government. It's unbelievable what's taking place in this country right now. Here's a good story for you. You know those Russian hostages that just came home, that we got released in a bad release deal, but we got released? Well, now the IRS is going to sue them for back taxes and tax evasion, because the whole time they were gone, they weren't paying their taxes. Is this what the 87,000 people that were hired to go into to destroy middle-class America are up to?
What? You gotta be kidding me!
If they're going to do that to these hostages, where now Congress has to pass the law that if you're held against your will in a foreign country, that you can't be sued for back taxes. It's not really funny, but it is amusing that this could even take place in the United States of America in the year 2024. And guess who's behind the IRS push to refill the coffers of all the money this administration gave away? That would be the IRS, and that would be this administration, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to take everybody in this country that they think is a tax cheat and try to wring money out of them, take their homes, take their cars, whatever it takes to refill the coffers, just in case Zelensky needs a few more bucks. That, by the way, makes a complete circle back. How do you think that politicians like the Obamas and the AOCs and Bernie Sanders can afford the $1 million homes that they have all over the country? And then you have Michelle Obama come to a convention and tell you that she was brought up to never take more than you really need. Well, how about the 3 major mansions that they own? What's up with that? How hypocritical can one party or another party be? It's right now, they are so brazen that they tell you to your face what they're doing. They no longer hide it.
Just the way it works.
I don't begrudge anybody making a book deal and getting paid big money to do it. I don't begrudge anybody to own a home. But if you are going to be a multi-millionaire or a billionaire and tell people how they need to live and don't take too much and give us more, and we'll redistribute your wealth for you. Well, how about we, the American people, we, the taxpayers, redistribute some of Michelle and Barack's goods among the people that they claim to represent? How would that sit with them? But no, they'd like to do it to you and tell you what you're going to pay in taxes while destroying the entire middle class, so you have a Brazil-like balance where you're either extremely poor or extremely rich. You should go to South America and see the disparity between the classes there, and this is what Marxism will bring here, and that's what they're trying to install in place of a beautiful constitution that was written for this country by the founders who sacrificed everything to give us what we have today. And these wars that we're in and supporting, That needs to come to a stop. Why are we supporting wars in someone else's country when we could negotiate a better deal, and did negotiate a better deal in one case, until Biden sent someone in there to tear it up? Why was that? Why is the fact that all the money that came out of the Ukraine to Hunter Biden has been still being covered up? Not to mention what they got from China. The list goes on. They have done the investigations on this. They found the banks. They found the money. They know where it came from, and they know who received it, but yet it's been stonewalled. Why? Because there's an election going on, and they don't want this coming out now. They did this in 2020 with Hunter Biden, and Zuckerberg came out today and admitted right now that, yes, he was coerced by the White House and the government to censor certain things on COVID-19 and censor the Hunter Biden story. Mm-hmm. He says he regrets it now, but it happened then, and it's happening again with some of the cover-ups that are taking place now. And then you have these committees that talk about, well, you know, we're going to impeach Biden again. Well, come on. It's a little late for that now. He's asleep on the beach somewhere while all of this nonsense in the Middle East is going on. And then Kirby comes out yesterday and says how sharp he is and how engaged he is in all of this. Oh, please. And where in the hell is Kamala Harris doing all of this? Why? Why is she fooling around now trying to change the way the debate will take place when it had already been agreed to? And I'll tell you why. If you remember back to the VP debates with Pence, when she came out and, I'm speaking now. It's me, I'm speaking. This is what she wants the mics live for, so she can do this and look, you know, like she's in charge. Stick to what you agreed on in the first place and go forward with these debates, because we want to hear what the solutions are from both sides, and I don't believe she's ready to do that, and I think this is a ploy to not do the debates. Just more smoke and mirrors to confuse the voting population and interfere in these people's thoughts and wishes. It's not good. Be upfront. Do the debate. Do several debates. And then yesterday, Tulsi Gabbard joined forces with the Trump campaign and backed Donald Trump. I'm glad to see that. I think the world of Tulsi Gabbard. I think she has a lot to bring to that administration, and hopefully she will be part of that administration. But I'd like to hear her debate. Well, we did hear her debate Kamala Harris at one point way back when, and she destroyed her. Because this woman does not have the answers. All she has is a big toothy smile that they're hanging their hat on now and calling it the joy of the Democrats. That's not joy. The laughter, that's not joy. That's nervous reaction to knowing you don't have an answer. Or you're caught in something, in nervous laughter. That's what her cackle is. Think about every time she uses it, it's the cover up that she has nothing of substance. So the laugh takes away from that. It's not joy. It's nervousness. It's the cover-up, not joy. There is no joy in that entire administration, and we all know that now. There's grumbling on the inside constantly. There's been a bailout of her staff because they say she's a nasty individual. We don't know that because we're not there, and I'm not there, so I can't say that for sure, but this is what her past staff is coming out and saying. And we know for a fact, and this cannot be erased, that she's had 3.5 or more years to accomplish what she says she can do on day one if elected. It's like, I'll show you after you elect me, but I can't tell you now. It'll be more of the same. This is a lazy individual that does not care about you. It's the seat of power. It's the concept of it all. And we have caught her in lie after lie after lie. So why would you believe her now?
Nothing.
These are the questions of the day. But what really, really upsets me more than anything is how we started here today talking about the attempted assassination of a viable candidate and the investigation that has failed the American people to give you the exact answers of what happened, what transpired. And don't tell me that their social media accounts have been wiped and you can't find them and you can't find any information on the character from Arizona that owned the van. And then why did the FBI clean everything up and have a body cremated before anyone else had a chance to investigate? Think about that. Our once venerated Federal Bureau of Investigation has been corrupted. And we knew that was corrupted when you had James Comey right there getting caught in it. So how many more bad apples are in that barrel of the top of the FBI or the CIA or the ATF? These 3-letter agencies have to be investigated. And it has to, somebody needs to lose a job over this. I don't care how you cut it. Somebody made a huge mistake or was involved in the conspiracy with the shooters. If there were multiple shooters, as people are saying, and what looks like has been coming out, somebody's head needs to roll. And somebody needs to pay and pay heavily for that mistake. So there is my Tuesday rant, and I'm done with that. We have another warm day. I'm about to get on the tractor and do some cutting before we get the rains this weekend. And I'm looking forward to a day in the sun, but it will be a 90-degree day. So I need to get out as soon as possible and get that done. So I wish you all a very happy Tuesday. And as I say every week, if it's Taco Tuesday for you, get out and get a taco, burrito, and a big Coke and enjoy it. And take a seat in the woods and reflect. Stay calm through all of this that we have to sift through every day, day after day, to stay current with what's really going on. We love you here at the Kaiser Report, and we hope that you will tune in tomorrow for Wednesday's report. And maybe we'll find something a little happier to talk about, but had to talk to you about that. And please give me some comments of what your thinking is on it. You have our email address here, so send me an email. So from the Kaiser Report, bye-bye now.